Hare Krishna and Dandavat Pranam to all the viewers. I know वीडियो बहुत टाइम बाद आया है बट आज हमारा एक सेशन था, मेरा एक इंटरव्यू हुआ विद ई टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया एंड इट वाज अंडर द सेक्शन सोल सर्च एंड बहुत अच्छी स्पिरिचुअलिटी रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स पे हम लोग ने बात की. एंड one of the questions Pallavi Mataji, who was the interviewer, she asked was ki what was a triggering point when you felt, like, and about. So एक point तो मैंने of course कहा कि it's a continuing, like, spiritual journey is a process of birth after birth. It's not just कि suddenly आपको realize हुआ that there is God and we should start our spiritual journey. No, it's like until unless you've not done something for Krishna or not chanted the rounds or Harinam in some birth, it's not going to come in this birth. So it's like a process of many lifetimes. So yes, of course that is there, but one incident I want to tell you all was after my first show, Dadi Amma, I remember I wanted to leave because I was never an ambitious girl. I wanted to just settle down, get into Grihastashram, and that also I will discuss, that Grihastashram should be taken as not just a natural process कि मुझे शादी करनी है. It is very natural. हमारे everyone does, parents have done, that's why we are doing. No, marriage is for a higher cause. Marriage is for getting close to Krishna and Radharani, for getting more services, and for bringing each other close to Krishna and Radharani. So that is one thing I will tell you later. But that time I remember lockdown tha, and I decided not to continue in acting industry. And I remember I was seeing Mahabharat, that show from Star Plus. I was watching it, and I'm so I love watching our historical shows. So I was watching it, and it was the episode when Krishna was telling Arjuna about Bhagavad Gita, and he was giving him that wisdom. Suddenly something happened, and I realized, and I surrendered to the Lord at that moment. And that was the moment for me, that was the triggering moment for me, that I was listening to Gita, and in that episode, and it was a life-changing moment for me that time. And it was lockdown, I remember. So I had surrendered completely. जो भी मैं whatever I used to think, or I just left that under when you surrender means you take shelter of Radharani and Krishna's lotus feet, and whatever from now you want me to do it. You also surrender your free will to the Lord. I'm your puppet now. How you want to make me use as your servant, you can do whatever for your pleasure. And that was the moment I remember. So yeah, that was a very special moment. It was in 2000, I don't remember the year, mostly 2019 or 20, I don't remember the year, but very and after that magic started happening. Suddenly that Anupama's this thing shows, this thing had come, opportunity had come. I had decided not to go, but it was lockdown. My sister just recorded me at home and sent that for the show, and that's how I got the show, and I started doing it. And show में भी बहुत सारे incidents है there where I if you're under the influence of spirituality, you tend to have more patience, more tolerance. That's what made me survive. And without Krishna in my life, I wouldn't have survived a completely contrast industry where he protected me, where I followed my 4 regulative principles, which I have been taught by my parents since a very young age, since I was like 8 years old. And so yeah, Krishna protected me, and I still remember crying out to Krishna on my 21st birthday that no, it's not happening. I'm not being able to do certain things. It's not who I am. I want to chant my rounds. I'm not being able to chant my rounds. In that industry, you couldn't. It was like way hectic schedules, around 12 hours, more than 12 hours. You have to work hard. So I cried to the Lord, and suddenly, magically, things shifted. And I decided not to work after Anupama, and there were opportunities. Of course, Krishna tests you. He tested me with a bigger opportunity after Anupama, and I decided there were people who tried to influence me, tried to convince me to take that opportunity, but I was like, no, this time I have to choose Krishna over Maya Devi, and that's how this journey started. And then Krishna headed me towards, I went to Mayapur Dham, and then I went to Jagannath Puri. Then I met Radha Gopinath ji, and these were the deities I met, and I just started crying that day. And he made me meet my Guru Maharaj. Krishna made me come to Gordhanika village, which is like my home, and got such amazing devotee association, such amazing devotees. Really, truly, they're amazing. And then the journey started. That's how Krishna's mercy is. And Krishna and Radharani has been a guiding light within me, and without them, nothing. Krishna says, I'm the taste of water. He is the smell in that गीली मिट्टी जो fragrance है, उसकी smell है, या फिर Krishna is in the air. So without Krishna, we are nothing. Krishna is the ability to think. Krishna gives you the intelligence to speak. Krishna is in everyone's heart, mind, everywhere. Right now I'm speaking this, or even if I speak about Krishna consciousness, I always pray to Radharani and Krishna that please give me the wisdom to speak. He is the wisdom which we have. So whatever we all have is Krishna, and is by Krishna's mercy. So yes, so we spoke very nice in that interaction with Pallavi Mataji, and it was a lovely session, which will sure come. I will definitely share. So yeah, I forgot to mention this incident about watching Mahabharata and that episode of Gita, and how things changed. So yes, the point is that everyone's living according to the prarabdha, or the fruits of their previous life karma. But what is important right now, that we have free will, and the amount of bhakti we can do is not decided. It's not predestined. It's in our hands how much to chant Harinam, how much to read about Krishna, how much to hear about Krishna, how much to serve. So I want every one of you all to at least start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Go to ISKCON temple, go meet devotees, and trust me, they're literally friends sent by Krishna to make your life really happy. Because of their enthusiasm, you want to serve better, and you want to do a lot for Krishna. It's because of such amazing exalted devotees and their association you want to even increase in your sadhana or your spiritual journey. So yes, do your sadhana, do your seva, listen about Krishna, see Krishna and everyone, and act accordingly. And it's very simple. Krishna will help you get services, association, and will make your life Krishna will arrange everything else for you. You just have to have faith, patience, that one day it will make sense, and one day Krishna has taken, like I heard Prabhupada saying that, when Krishna took away from Prabhupada, Krishna took from Prabhupada with 10 hands, that Prabhupada couldn't even stop it with just 2 hands. He took everything, business, family, everything. But when Krishna gave Prabhupada, that also he gave with 10 hands, that Prabhupada couldn't handle with 2 hands. And that is what is Krishna. If he takes something, just trust him. He has a plan. He has taken something to give you like 100 times something bigger and brighter, or else he will give you that at the right moment. You just have patience, and when he gives you, he will give you with 10 hands that you won't be able to handle how much Krishna gives. And that's Krishna. You can't understand Krishna's mercy unless you start loving him. And still Krishna ko samajh pana mushkil hai. You can only understand Krishna with love. So yes, that Grihastha point also, I wanted to say that how devotee couples should be with each other, and that's a completely different video. But please, I want to tell the youth today that even I did a session with Chitralekha ji where I asked that, how youth today should ask for their life partner, which is the major life-changing process which is going to happen. And trust me, when I say this, you should never ask anything regarding material aspect or education, or see you should always pray to Krishna that you get a spiritual person who will bring you closer to Krishna, and with him you will grow in spirituality. When you are strong in spirituality, or when you love Krishna, automatically everything else follows. May it be education or having financial stability, growth. You don't ask these things to the Lord, but Krishna makes sure that you are being provided, so that you focus on your sadhana and bhakti. So have faith in that, have shraddha in that nothing wrong can happen to you. If you're a good person, if you think well for others, you pray for others' growth, keep not being selfish, and you become selfless and think about others, think about everyone. You have to trust the Lord. How will he ever let anything wrong happen to you or bring someone wrong in your lives? Always pray to Krishna. When I also tell, I remember Shruti Kirti Prabhuji's wife Vishakha Mataji, she told us girls that how she wanted to even write a book, how a female should when she's approaching for Grihastha, how her prayer should be towards Krishna, that how she wants her groom to be, her Prabhuji to be. That's a very, very special thing we can ask, and our prayers are reciprocated. Be very sure what you want your partner to be like, and that is how Krishna will reciprocate. Of course, there is prarabdha, there is destiny, and there is karma, but Krishna is way above all of these things. So pray to Krishna to have a very spiritual person who is above you in spirituality, rather than looks, fame, money. These are all external factors which are temporary. What is permanent is spiritual aspect of life, and someone who is way spiritually above you, who you will grow with, whose footsteps you will follow and attain God. Bhagavad Prapti ho sakti hai ek saath, together with that person. Someone who can get you closer to Bhagavad Prapti and even Bhagavad Prapti. So yes, that's how the prayer should be. Just don't worry about. Prabhupada also says Krishna provides. Krishna has provided everyone. He also provides. A small ant is providing food, shelter to the smallest creature. Of course he will provide. So just have faith in him. one more aspect we spoke about today in the interview was whichever profession you are in, make sure you change your consciousness and use that profession to serve Krishna. If you're an architect, if you're making houses for your clients, you see in that consciousness that client is Krishna's child, and by making that client happy, you're pleasing Krishna, because if Krishna's child is happy, Krishna is happy. So change that consciousness, relate everything smallest to smallest to Krishna, and everything you do, thought, words and deeds in your day-to-day activities, do it for the pleasure of Radharani and Krishna. And His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says that even a smile given in the right consciousness is a service to Krishna. So yeah, you have to change that consciousness. And ये बहुत ही golden opportunity है हम सारे जो youth है आज का, to start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, preach it to the next generations to come. Abhi just Women's Day gaya, and we women, as a girl, as a Mataji, we have such a big service to Krishna and Radharani that we can make someone a soul Krishna conscious before even that child is born. You know, those are the samskaras which we give to the child before even the child is born. So our consciousness affects the child. So how important it is that we become Krishna conscious first, and then we give this to the next generations to come. And this is the biggest service you can do to Radharani and Krishna. So if we think right, if we start behaving right, then the world is in our hands, because we are the mother. We are bringing us child on this planet by Krishna's and Radharani's mercy. It's the biggest service. So you can say the future depends upon how you feed them, and that's going to make them Krishna conscious. That's going to, then Krishna is going to guide them, which they can grasp कि Krishna मुझे बता रहा है कि this is wrong, this is right, which will create their karma, and good karma and bhakti will bring them towards Krishna and Bhagwan, towards Bhagavad Prapti, towards Radharani. Just remember that Krishna is waiting every second for us, all of us, and unfortunately we beings are not realizing the viraha, not realizing that they are waiting since so many lifetimes, and we have got this opportunity in this birth, so let's not waste it and use it for the services of Radharani and Krishna, and go back home, try to go back home. And when Krishna is pleased, Krishna thinks we are ready, he will definitely bring us back home, because Krishna is more eager than us. It is true that हमें जितनी eagerness है घर जाने की, उससे कई ज़्यादा eager हमारे parents हैं, जो है Radharani and Hari, or they want us all back home. So yes, this is a short video for today. I hope you all liked it, and please start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. प्रचार कीजिए, आपके आजू बाजू जो भी लोग हैं उन सबको बताइए about spirituality, about Krishna consciousness, about why human body is being given to us, and what is the goal of this life, which is goal is to self-realize ये आत्मा कौन है, परमात्मा कौन है, परमात्मा और आत्मा का क्या कनेक्शन है, what is the goal is going back to Godhead. ये सब हम सिर्फ ह्यूमन बॉडी में रियलाइज कर सकते हैं, नॉट इन द अदर 84 lakh species. So please try to preach this to other people around you. Try to become very serious about Bhakti Krishna consciousness, because ये मौका हमें वापस मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, we don't know. कि हमें human birth मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, because Krishna promises to a devotee that he will give them a human body, but you have to use this human body first for the services to please Krishna. Then only you will get a human body again. Otherwise अगर animals की तरह हम लोग जी रहे हैं तो फिर animal body ही मिलेगी. तो प्लीज़ प्रचार कीजिए, हेल्प all of us spread Krishna consciousness and be happy and make Krishna happy and Radharani happy. Yes, Hare Krishna.